everybody, welcome to episode 22 of the weekly debate / discussion show, #shout. My name is SteveJones313, and joining me today is the master of Marvel, the defender of DC, champion of comics. He is Dan, the Geek King, Adamson!
And that's how you do that.
Now, Adam couldn't be with us today as he's on vacation, so it'll just be myself and Dan running the show today.
And Tumblr.
And Tumblr, of course. So on today's show, we'll be looking at some of the odd news from around the world, plus some topics we'll be bringing up in the open forum segment of the show.
And Tumblr.
So let's get started by jumping right into this.
Tumblr.
Into this week's news.
Oh, this should be fun.
Yes, you love this segment, don't you?
I do.
Starting.
Do you know what I really missed though?
What?
That one time you put some music before it.
Well, we used to do, I suppose what you call them, segues.
Breakers.
Yeah. That was
good times.
Good times. That's good times. Maybe next week. Our first news story of the week, and I know how much you love these, Dan.
Yep.
A 14-year-old maths genius will become one of the country's youngest ever undergraduates this autumn when he goes to university. Waji Ahmed will study. Will study for a degree in economics at the University of Southampton, even though he will not be able to enjoy the delights of the Students' Union bar. And he has assured this place because he received A-star A-level results in maths and further maths in addition to an A in chemistry last year, according to the Southern Daily Echo.
He did his A-levels?
Yes, he's done his A-levels.
Good for him. So because he could fucking pass maths. Which could mean just he couldn't.
I'm feeling a bit of resentment.
Nah, that's fucking swat.
Okay, our next news story. Honda's robot lawnmower set to roll. Honda is to launch a robot
Didn't they used to have one of those at school?
No.
No, you'd come in and you could direct it to go forward and then...
Yeah, but that's all it did.
Yeah. Well, that is a fucking same thing, but with some blades in the bottom.
The funny thing is, we used to sell them at Red 5.
Yeah, and all that does is have blades in the bottom. Fucking hillbillies have been making them for years.
Anyway, Honda is to launch a robot lawnmower which will automatically cut household grass. Mimo goes on sale next year, only in Europe, targeting 4,000 sales a year. The machine continuously shaves about 3 millimeters off the grass, maneuvering itself on the slopes. It avoids potted plants, goes to charge itself on its own, and will not wander off.
Sure.
Yeah. And why do I just get the feeling that that's bullshit? I've just got a feeling that it's going to be going its way to Argos and just eating catalogues. I know, that's my vision. In our next story, we want to make Jismy and his last very happy, I assume. Beach lovers enjoy surfing the web. Beach lovers will be able to surf the web as well as the waves outside when they visit a beach hut packed full of the latest technology.
Where at?
Well, at the moment, it's just in Beach Green, Shoreham, and West Sussex by Virgin Media, but they are going to have more in the UK.
It's not see him, is it?
No.
So why would it just be in his laptop?
Because there will be eventually.
Of course it will.
This is the thing about... Here's the thing. Although Virgin don't fucking work, they are everywhere. That is the problem.
That's why they don't work.
Yeah. So basically what it means is you can go to the beach, and whilst every other fucker is at the beach, you're in a hut on your fucking, on your Skype or your whatever,
Oh, yeah.
So...
That means when we go on the beach with them, they can go and walk on the beach and play football and that, and me and you can sit and use Tumblr.
Or we could do a special live show from the beach. Like, shout out to our market.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Every now and then, just like, so, what are your thoughts, Dan? Dan, stop building sandcastles.
Fuck you!
It's in the shape of a penis, though. I don't care!
It's Liam Neeson's cock.
You haven't got enough sand. But more on that later. And our next news story, apparently, if there was ever a time that the phrase stating the fucking obvious was ever truer, so university students are happier when they binge drink, at least in some American colleges, a study has found.
Oh.
So people, apparently, right, the study has shown that American students, or just, shall we say students, are happy when they binge drink.
I know I was.
We needed a study for this.
Hold on, right. It says here, right, scientists in the US discovered it, blah, 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 who engaged in alcohol-fueled nights out were generally more cheerful and content than their Australian colleagues. So basically, people who like to get pissed and fuck were better than the people who wanted a fucking degree. But the positive social effects of binge drinking were no protection against the health hazards they stressed.
So basically,
you'll be happier, but you'll die a lot earlier.
So what have we learned, like, that we didn't know already?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, nothing! Moving on to the next story. Now, this one, and I'm a science guy, and even I'm going, okay.
The sun is too round.
Yeah, a mystery surrounds the shape of the sun. It is just too perfectly round, according to scientists. In fact, the sun turns out to be one of the roundest objects ever measured. Scaled down to the size of a beach ball, the difference between the sun's widest and narrowest diameters would be far less than the width of a human hair. I can assure you that no one listening cares about that last sentence, sadly. But scientists are saying that the sun is too round. Let me ask you a few questions, right? So, is it like still burning? Is it yet to devour us? And is it still giving us heat and light? The answer is yes to all those questions. If it's yes, we're fine. It could be a fucking cube for all I care. Granted, that would lead to apocalyptic nature, but provided that it's not killing us, I don't care what shape it is.
It's fine.
I don't care. It's probably just a mirage because of it's angled and all that bullshit, so no one cares. Anyway, next news story. A 24-year-old construction worker in Brazil survived after a 6-foot metal bar fell from above.
Awesome!
Louis Alexandre Asinha, Chief of Staff of Rio de Janeiro's Miguel Couto Hospital.
Well done.
Thank you. Said doctors successfully withdrew the iron bar from Eduardo Leite's skull during a 5-hour surgery. He was taken to the operating room, his skull was open, they examined the brain, and the surgeon decided to pull the metal bar from the front into the brain, Mr. Asinha said. There is actually a picture, which I will link in the description. So if you go to the description, you'll find a link. Click on it, and you shall see this most gory, yet awesome picture. And bear in mind, the guy survived.
Nothing gory about that.
Well, it depends how weak-hearted you are, and I'm incredibly weak-hearted.
That's awesome, man. Not enough guts, though. No brain flowing through and shit.
In our next news story, a teenager was able to use a fake identity card featuring a photograph of a cartoon character from a TV show to purchase alcohol during an undercover operation by trading standards. And yes, this happened in England. Oh, see, America, we're catching up to you for stupidity.
But here's the worst thing, right?
Yeah.
The fake ID card featured a picture of Bobby King from The King of Hill, the young lad, right? And showed him to be 17, yet he's still got the fucker. Apparently someone in Stanley's just heard the news.
They're off to get one of these ID cards now.
They're working out how to get a printer, how to get that magic thing underneath the computer that gets usually just prints off boobs. How it will print off a normal picture.
Yeah, the paper box. But anyway, 6 out of 22 shops in Nottinghamshire served the 18-year-old volunteer despite him showing him the card when he was asked for ID. You know...
Fucking morons.
It's just incredibly insane.
The fucking morons.
Now, the last 2 news stories are pretty much linked, so I consider them the same kind of story. It involves the classic, calling the police and ambulance for no fucking reason.
Alright.
So the first one, a woman standing outside of Specsavers who could not find her glasses was just one of a number of 999 calls revealed by police as they urged people to think first before telephoning the emergency number. Now, obviously, for you Americans, 999 is our version of your 911. Yeah. I would argue it's the other way around, but let's not get. Let's keep the peace between our countries because
911. That doesn't even make sense. 999. Bang bang bang. Hey, for fuck's sake.
Anyway, police have reported an increase in the number of callers. Police have reported an increase in the number of callers contacting the emergency 999 number with non-urgent matters. It's all about my rage of the 911 thing. That's like. By the way, isn't it about time you changed 911 considering the whole 9/11 thing?
Yeah, surely that's just not smart and deeply insulting.
I mean, what happened? I mean, honestly, what happens if you're in a building that's on fire? You go to call 911. Surely that's going to make you panic. Oh, 911! Oh, shit!
I'm thinking more along the lines, who the fuck is... It is not insensitive for, I don't know, the 400-odd fire service on 9/11... now that you to call the fire brigade up, you've got to go 911. Maybe that's what they're doing. So you have to every time you remember. Is it real? Is this really a crisis? Yeah, there's a fucking plane to be built.
Because I can assure you, no one's ever died on the 99th of September. Just putting it out there. But
and that's the 99th of September, not September the 99th.
Yeah. So basically, in the last month...
Get your dates right as well. That really pisses me the fuck off.
In the last month, 999...
It's day, month, year.
In the last month...
Not month, day, year. Just backwards. Fucking hillbillies.
In the last month, 99 calls to Devon and Cornwall police have risen by 40% at peak times. The majority of them non-urgent, or in some cases, reporting matters are not dealt with by police.
Didn't Cornwall just say they want to be a fucking separate country?
Yep.
Fuck them.
But, and let's add a bit more to this. A woman called for an ambulance after being bitten on the finger by a hamster.
Now where does this fucking happen?
Emergency services in Wales.
Oh, this is even fucking worse.
Say that
right, she wasn't worried about a sheep getting out.
But at least they use 999. And not.
Yeah, but it's like we're English, right? And they're Scottish. And they're Welsh.
Yeah. The thing is, though, it's not usually the people calling that the sheep have escaped. It's usually the sheep calling to say they have. And they're looking for witness protection.
I want to report a crime. What? I said no! I said no!
She threatened me with the lamb sauce. Anyway, among a catalogue of shame over the past few weeks were 2 separate calls by men requesting urgent medical attention because they had hangovers, and 1 patient faking severe stomach cramps, only to jump out of an ambulance en route to hospital and thank paramedics for the lift.
And if we do have any Welsh listeners, I would like to say something. Bah means bah. Okay? Just step away, okay? Just leave them alone. Step away, right?
How many Welsh friends do you have?
None.
Yeah, I have some. Not anymore, but I had some. Oh.
It's me saying it, not you.
Yeah, but I laughed.
no, you spat taken into your cup.
I'm guilty by proxy.
Bah means bah. Just step away from the fuckers, please.
And those were the news of the week. So, Dan, which one will get your boring to approval? Will it be?
No, it's actually not on there.
It's not on there?
It's put in the show before.
The what? Oh!
Professor fucking Obama.
Yeah, there was
one. And I like Obama.
Yeah, there is one news story which I...
Fuck Romney, the cunt.
There's a news story I have to share.
I didn't know who he is, but fuck him. Everything I heard about, oh, hello.
So I just went onto the MSN On News website and there's just pictures of naked women swimming. Random, but not unappreciated. This is what happens.
Appreciated.
Thank you, Dan.
Very used to naked women do.
Well, you know. It's been a while.
It's run away, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's run away. But basically, this
not naked women.
No, they're here, thankfully. But yeah, basically, there's an odd news story about President Obama. Apparently, a mole has created a plaque on this rock to commemorate President Obama's first kiss.
I want to know what sick fucker said. Yeah, that's where it was.
I'm just
I was watching it, yeah. So
all I'm going to say is, can you write? I'm assuming this is the first kiss with the First Lady. I'm assuming.
Well, in that case, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's not like it's some old creepy American or, yeah, it was there.
Because, I'll just say...
I'm Chris Hansen.
See, my first kiss... Well, the funny thing is, my first kiss wasn't even with my first girlfriend. But,
well, whose was?
You know, but my first kiss I had, right, wasn't with the last one with now. Can you imagine if I was walking with my last and there's a plaque commemorating to me and my first kiss with some funny bitch that my last has never met?
Especially when your last has a Secret Service on call.
Yeah.
You'll never get the pussy. Sorry, Mr. President, we can't let you in. Why? The First Lady has said that you ain't getting none tonight, and quite frankly, she scares the fuck out of us. Yeah. Please come back and try later.
She knows our mothers. But
she says she'll kill my mama.
So, would you? Is that one the
boring? Yeah.
Wow, that had a refrain. Wow, your boring powers are getting more powerful.
I've been working on things.
Well, let's. In which case, let's jump on to the next segment. Now, Adam isn't here, but being the resourceful and dedicated man that I am, and the fact that Dan reminded me just before we started recording, I have gone out and sought my 3 favourite tweets of the week. So, let's jump right into the segment that we like to call...
Tweets of the Week.
Very subdued.
Yeah. It's not the same.
Because what, Adam isn't here.
It's just not the same.
And I'm not allowed to do it. It's my show, and you've banned me from saying it. So it's just tweets of the week, I'm afraid, guys. That's all it is.
Tweets of the week.
Should we do a sad sigh together again? On to the tweets! Okay, so I've got 3 tweets here for us. The first one comes from Colin Baker.
Who?
Colin Baker. This was retweeted by a friend of mine. I don't know who Colin Baker is. I don't know who it is, but apparently I need to install a British English dictionary. No, it's English. Just English. The Americans can call theirs American. I mean, I don't hate Americans, but I agree with that assessment.
It's Oxford.
Yeah.
Oxford English.
The QILs, of course.
Yay!
The fez was banned in Turkey in 1925. This led to riots, executions, and a thriving fez smuggling trade.
That's awesome.
And my final tweet of the week, Jared Bowers, also known as @AskClown_Jr. Rob Liefeld quits DC. Oh no, what will they do without an artist that can't even draw feet right?
Yeah. Draws everything else great, it's just feet.
Yes. So those were my
tweets of the week.
Yeah. So, now that we're getting through the tweets of the week, let's go right into the open forum segment. Now, a lot of you may be thinking...
That's what the format says.
No, it's not. I was improving how I said that. I wasn't going to go by the script completely, but, you know, as you mentioned it. As I was saying, a lot of people may be going, wait, don't you have a Finecast challenge?
No.
We do.
Oh, shit.
But they're not due for this week. You see, with Am not being here...
And he was the one who challenged us.
Exactly. We'll be doing the Finecast challenge next week. And so just to give you a recap, my challenge is to create a movie, and obviously cast a movie, with the Question being the main character. It's got to involve Huntress, and it's got to involve
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow. And that's pretty much all I was given on the matter. Now,
which you were fine with until they threw the Green Arrow.
Yes. And as for your challenge...
Nightwing.
You've got to do Nightwing. And that was
it. Just do a Nightwing. It's like when you first said, I want a Batman.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I want the Riddler.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was, yeah, I just want Nightwing. Okay.
Yep. So we'll get those next week. Now, that's not the only thing happening next week. As you may know, next week, it's also going to be the #Shout Quiz Championship.
Oh.
Where, Dan, you'll be defending your championship against Adam, I believe.
Oh.
As he gets another chance to try and reclaim...
No.
Yeah, actually. As he gets a chance to try and win.
Yeah, I have not lost this championship.
Yes.
My name's not Eric Francesco.
Yeah.
I've never lost a championship.
Yeah. Now, obviously...
Oh.
There were some concerns. You thought that maybe I tried to screw you over because I...
Lost.
No, it wasn't lost. It's what I questioned the way he handled the quiz.
You're still lost.
I still lost. Badly.
Oh, yeah.
I got crucified. I was like crucified into Pontius Pilate and didn't rise on the third day. But, you know, no, it'll be straight.
You barely rose on this bit.
Yeah, this will be, this quiz will be done under the proper conditions, and whoever wins will have no reason to bitch. Unless it's, you're the guy that lost, in which case you'd bitch over the title. But then again, you have a certain track record for winning. So,
no.
Yeah, you can't.
I've already lost one quiz.
You can't like John Cena if we liked him.
I've already lost one quiz. That's Triple H.
Well, that was the first ever #Tour Markout quiz.
I did the job.
And there were questionable circumstances.
Fucking Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck Paul Orndorff. But anyway, so we've got all that out the way, so we're going to open up the forum. And Dan, I believe you found something on a website called Tumblr.
I fucking love
Not
Tumblr.
that we've mentioned it several thousand times.
I fucking love Tumblr.
So, what have you found?
I've got a new blog.
And what was this blog?
Cosmo Sex Tips.
So, what is Cosmo Sex Tips?
Really bad sex tips that you typically find in Cosmo, but it's like, these ones are bad. For instance, Cosmo's always like 10 ways to please your man and shit like that.
Yeah.
These ones are just fucking stupid ones. For instance, Cosmo Sex Tip 3112 is for steamy roleplay. Don your Bane mask and whisper in his ear, "When God from his ashes, then you have my permission to come."
I'm not sure how much I like the idea of my lass pretending to be Bane.
Or more importantly, why would she be using this voice?
Gosh. I don't know.
Or how about this one? When you come, whisper in her ear. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I tap her on the cheek.
Oh, that's not good.
If he makes you come, whisper in his ear. 10 points for Gryffindor. There's a few. There's fucking hundreds.
You could probably come up with some of your own as well. You know, I mean, it can't be that. I mean,
if you come before her, ask her, "What you gonna do?" Well, you had one before, didn't you?
You know, or if you're the lass, if you're the guy, turn the lass and go, "Did you come?" And before she answers, goes, "It doesn't matter if you came."
It was always like similar to one before. Just before she's about to give you a blowjob, just look at her and go, "Do you want to know how I get these scars? My father was a drunk and a fiend. Why so serious?"
As she lies there unconscious, just whispering at you, "Fatality."
After sex, grossly sob.
Oh. If you want to freak your man out, I'm assuming you're a lass, right? When you're both lying there, just turn to your partner's ear and just whisper, "Fatality." That'll freak him the fuck out.
It really will. When he least expects it, this is one off the website. Tell him you're actually Hannah Montana. That would freak the fuck out. Yeah, you can imagine, like, you're halfway through. Oh shit! You what? I'm not getting killed by a member of the Hemsworth family.
Yeah.
During sex, start planning your wedding, children, matching tattoos, meeting his parents, your irregular menstrual cycle.
Fatality.
Or during the period of time that he's actually doing you.
Reenact the scene from Meat Loaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Including singing.
Before you're about to have sex, look at him and go, "I would do anything for love." But I'm not doing that. You can fuck off right now. That's going nowhere near me.
If your partner happens to be a fan of Shakespeare, just before you go down on them, grab hold of it and say, "Is this a dagger I see before me?"
Instead of moaning, say, "Gee Willikers" or "Jinkies." From the website, when he is inside you, whisper in his ear, "Now we are one." I bet you take the fucker out and run away as quick as you can. Just read a nasty one. Yeah. Number 286. If she dies, masturbate on her grave.
What?
Want to make her wet? Drown her.
Dude, yeah.
Here's the one that you should never do. Replace all of his porn with 50 Shades of Grey. Glue a googly eye onto his penis and name his penis the Cyclops.
No glue.
And more importantly, that means he's therefore got 2 eyes and can't be a Cyclops.
Yeah. With no glue on the penis.
Use pages from the Bible to wipe up the cum.
Oh. So much wrong with that. Oh my god.
One that me and a friend of ours used to do to wind up a friend was when she'd walk in her room, we'd start singing doing the Indiana Jones theme. Dun, 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 dun. And when she looked, once she'd had enough and she asked, then we went, "Well, come on. What? You know, Indy always runs through fucking big, gaping holes." Or you can always pretend to flip a penny up in the air, and when you go up and it never drops, just say that's a good friend of yours, Fanny.
Yeah.
You still can't hear the bottom of it yet.
Before she goes down you, be sure to say beforehand, "Here comes the aeroplane." Let's stress that these are bad ideas.
Yeah, this is stuff that you really shouldn't do. For instance, actually, there's a song from Chelsea Football Club. That's football, not soccer. That's sing.
You're really not looking at it tonight.
Well, they sing celery when they had a victory celebration recently, and they throw celery at the players with a trophy. And one of the reasons is because the song goes like this: "Celery, celery, celery, celery. If she don't come, I'll stick up a bum with a lump of celery."
Football fans have a weird imagination. Thank God they don't actually write song lyrics rather. Football tends not to have lyrics. It tends to be a leather-bound spherical object used to kick into an outdoor shed.
Right before you orgasm, do your best home run call. That's it. Hit high and deep. Stretch. You can put on the ball. Yes. It's out of here.
We are right back to Paradise with a Dashboard Light.
In the little sex, update your Facebook status. or if you don't have Facebook, tweet #sex. That's
Don't give Jimmy ideas. Not that he's listening to this show.
One for you here, dude.
Yep.
Just before he comes, or you come.
Yeah.
Whisper in her ear, "Et tu, Brutus?" and walk away.
I like it. I do like that actually. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure at some point in my life I'm going to try one of these ideas just for a laugh.
By mistake as well. I mean, for instance, after sex, lean over and gently whisper into his ear. That was so Raven. Or with his pants around his ankles, stand up and tell him you want to slip into something more comfortable and drive home.
You bastards.
I mean, it goes some stuff like that to want to take his breath away during sex. Rip out his lungs. Right before he comes, pop and scream, "I forgot to feed my Neopet!" and dash off. There's a call back for you. Neopets. Yes, Jizzy, we have talked about Neopets on this show. And that is all we're going to say about them.
Oh, God, what did they used to be called?
Neopets.
Tamagotchi.
Oh, they were just as bad.
The Tamagotchi. Fucking hell. I remember those little fuckers.
When you take her virginity, yell, "First!"
Oh, no. Oh, so much wrong. So much wrong. Oh.
Stare at her. Don't even blink. Just stare at the whole time.
That would creep me the fuck out if it was the reverse.
In the middle of sex, say, "Long live the king." And then push him off the bed. When he isn't looking, set fire to the ring. In the middle of sex, drive a wooden stake through his heart. If he is a vampire, he'll die. If he isn't, he'll also die. Name your penis Alice, and a vagina the rabbit hole.
How apropos.
I'd take a little bit of thinking for you there. Then going down on her, start singing, "In the jungle, the mighty jungle." What we did see earlier was quite a good one as well.
Yeah.
Before going down on her, whisper, "Here, kitty."
Before going down to her, be sure to sing, "Hi ho,
hi ho, it's off to work we go." In the middle of sex, whisper, "I like Nickelback."
As you go down here, be sure to say, "God, it's big down there. God, it's big down there." Think about that one, guys.
As he sticks his dick inside you, say, "Om nom 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 nom."
That would be fucking awesome.
When she calls out your name, start singing, "That's not my name. That's not my name," by the Ting Tings. When he gets really into it, ask him, "Why so serious?" And if you do it like that, I guarantee you, man will fucking freak out. In the middle of sex, challenge him to a duel.
Or for you lot out there, to pick up one, halfway through, challenge him to a Shaolin showdown.
Instead of saying his name, say that "Thou who shall not be named." In the middle of fingering her, turn into Wolverine. It was actually a technique just he told me. Make lightsaber noises with your dick and smack her with it. Bang! Give him a little lesson in the law of physics by shoving him off a cliff. As you come inside, I tenderly sing to your cum, baby, come back. Oh, spoilers. Whisper in her ear, there's a storm coming, Mr. Queen. Then make thunder noises as you come inside her. As you're about to go down on her, play the Jaws theme song. For back to school tips, try having sex with your kid's teacher. Make the teacher fail your kid. Wear a big bird suit to bed. When he least expects it, stop coning. These are just fucking great. Might be boring for you listening. You might find something funny, and we probably would do this in the future as a segment where we make our own ones up. Yeah. However, right now I'm happy just reading Tumblr to you.
Well, we'll do a couple more, and then we'll move on.
Instead of screaming her name in bed, scream, "The British are coming! The British are coming!" I've got a couple more. One more here. When he least expects it, throw holy water on him and yell, "The power of Christ compels you!" One more here as well. As you eat her out, say, "Waka waka waka waka." When door-to-door Christians knock on your door, Jehovah. Offer them to join in your gay but sex with Satan group. To add a little extra romance, do some role-playing. And this shall be the last one. For example, after undressing, spread your legs and yell, "To the Batcave!"
Oh, God. And those were just some of the Cosmo tips you can find on Tumblr. We'll leave a link in the description to the Tumblr page. Alright, so yeah, those are pretty cool ones. That's a bit of a laugh. So now obviously, Overform, and one of the things which have kind of getting me this week, see, we're watching Monday Night Raw, and we have a show called #TotalMarkout, which is a wrestling podcast, so we watch Raw, so we can comment on it on Fridays. We'll be recording Total Markout this Friday. By the time you're listening to this, it'll be Saturday, so it'll probably be uploaded or uploading. Now, one of our colleagues, Eric Von Josephine, is a very passionate person in his opinion. But the problem is his opinion stems from a very strong bias towards superstars who fulfill a certain criteria and against those that don't fulfill it. And here's the thing, there's a wrestler called CM Punk, who is the WWE champion.
Best in the world.
Who is the WWE champion. Confirmed by Jim Ross as well, who said he was the best in the world. But here's the thing. Just he hates him for many reasons. And right, here's the thing, it's fine. I don't care.
But we don't give a fuck about it.
I don't give a fuck that he doesn't like CM Punk. Fair play. Now, my problem is, it's just his attitude. He has such a burning and passionate hatred. So based upon two things. One, he came from ROH, and two, he got the World Championship fairly quickly in his mind. First of all, I think that's bullshit.
Too quickly in his mind.
Yeah. But, honestly God, right? I hate it when people adopt such a burning bias towards something based upon the smallest of things. I can't stand it, and this is example one. It gets me so pissed off because logic be damned. And because I live my life in the realm of logic, I like to lose it every time. No, but, I don't, it's like when I was very, very young, I was homophobic. I'm not anymore, because I kind of woke up and just went, hey, let's stop thinking, shall we?
Well, you actually told me, though, you were, it wasn't that you were home, it wasn't the gay aspect of that scared you, it was the, you were actually scared of it.
Yeah, it was an actual, it wasn't a case of, oh my God, you're gay, I hate you. It's more of, oh, you're gay. Ah! Run out the room. And I was young.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was really young at the time, but, I grew up and I reside in this realm of logic, it's like, okay, first of all, normally I would reserve this argument for, like, racists and sexists and all this jazz, but being more broad and just going for anyone that has an incredible biased hatred for someone. That's right. First of all, are your reasons really that justified?
Nope.
For hatred, right? I mean, you take the CM Punk character. CM Punk, right? All he's done is done his job. Is he a twat outside of wrestling? Well, he likes to present himself as such, but he also presents himself as another side of him. Everyone's a twat. Everyone's a twat.
Yep.
Some are bigger twats than others.
Yep.
I mean, Gandhi, one hell of a twat. Mother Teresa, one hell of a fucking twat.
Oh, but that's seen as fucking scenes.
Exactly. But then you get someone like, then you get someone who, like, works at, like, Obama got some of the biggest fucking hatred ever. Now, I don't know how good or bad a job he's doing in America right now. No, but you get guys like...
and fucking Romney.
Very true. JFK did some good work.
He did some good work, alright. But then more times than fucking soft Mick.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's two sides to every fucking coin. If you really want to push the fucking envelope on this one, and I usually hate to bring this one up, but if you look at Hitler, two sides of a fucking coin there. On the one hand, economic genius that saved Germany from fucking depression. On the other hand, genocidal fucking maniac. So everyone has that element about them where they are capable of both good and evil knowledges. To hate a wrestler to the point of, such die-hard, fucking vengeful, godlike Rothian hatred for the fact that he wore a strap of fucking leather and gold, a little bit quicker than someone would have liked him to.
Yeah, but it's what the strap represents.
Yes, but the thing is...
Are we having this on the wrong show?
Yeah, but I'm trying to explain all this so by the time I come to record Tom Barker, I won't be going in feeling nice and pissed off.
Nice and pissed off.
Yeah. Well, people like it when I'm angry. I'm like the opposite of Hulk. I'm more like the Incredible Sulk, I suppose. Or something else beginning with the letter of the alphabet and ending in Hulk. But the fact...
Bulk.
What?
Bulk.
I can't do bulk. Already exists.
Dulk.
I don't think
Coke. Folk.
Ulk.
Mulk.
Gulk.
Nope.
Ulk. Lulk. Mulk. Nulk.
Zolk.
Pulk.
Zolk.
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 I am now the Zolk.
Zolk with an X.
Oh, right. Okay. But what's the adjective beforehand? Because I think it's the incredible or whatever. I've got the incomprehensible Zolk. I am the incomprehensible Zolk. That is the weirdest nickname I've ever been given in my life. Oh, well.
Jesus, what's to do with?
Yes, very true. But this kind of a passionate hatred towards someone for such a small thing. And he's not doing a bad job at his job either. But because of this, no matter what the guy does, the guy could cure cancer, he could care less.
CM Punk probably wouldn't care less if he did.
Couldn't care less. Sorry, fucking Americanism. He couldn't care less. He could save an orphanage from burning down to the ground, and the same day he could end the fucking recession. He could also then, score the winning goal for insert guy's football team here.
Man United.
Thank you. No matter what this guy does, and we asked him about this.
But don't you have a burning hatred for anything like that? That's what you just can't stand.
Do I have a burning hatred for something I can't stand without justification?
Yeah, it's just something for some reason you hate it.
Possibly, but I've yet to be aware of it. Like maybe other people could say, "Well, isn't this a specific subject?"
Send it in.
Yeah, there are certain adverts, but I usually find a justification for it. And normally, my hatred comes with the condition of unless they rectify it. It's like, take Russell Brand. I can't stand Russell Brand. But if he cured cancer, I might be a little bit warmer to his position. You know what I mean? I might not be as, cold-hearted and hateful. I think Jimmy Carr's a fantastic comedian, but, with the scandal bit he did, I thought, okay, that's a little bit dickish. I am willing to adjust my position.
Yeah, but everyone else did.
Yeah. I'm willing.
Shit, if I had that much money, I'd be fucking doing the same thing.
But I am willing to adjust my position based upon whether a situation is rectified or worsened. Hulk Hogan. I can't stand fucking Hulk Hogan.
Fuck him.
But if Hulk Hogan apologised for the shit he said,
nope.
Right, I would have a bit more respect for him. You know, instead of talking about fake titles and, you know, all this bullshit.
Fuck him.
You know, or if he made a decision that actually benefited the company he works for. You know, just saying. But there is a potential for reconciliation with me. There is nothing, and we asked him this, you know, there is nothing that CM Punk could do in order to win any favour from him. And I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong to not even allow for the possibility. And come on, CM Punk, all that he's done is his job. It's not like he fucking raped his cat or something. It's not like he fucking beat the shit out of him at school or whatever. Has he treated some fans a bit with disrespect? Well, not fans, but he's treated people with disrespect. Again, I don't agree with certain aspects of it. Now, there are stories about when he's had people shove stuff in his face to sign and he's thrown in the bin or whatever. Fine, I've got a fucking problem with that because, you know, it's at your own risk. But there were instances like on Twitter, he did tell somebody to go kill himself, you know, be a star. You know, be a star, do you want to know how I got these scars, kind of thing. And I don't agree with that. You know, I think that's wrong. So obviously there are things that I don't condone, but with this guy and with a lot of people, what they tend to do is find everything wrong about the person, and anytime there's something good about the person, they either ignore it, simply refuse to accept its existence, or say that, well, it doesn't make amends for this stuff here. And again, you know, they're the kind of people that you could say, yeah, but, you know, he found a cure for cancer. Yeah, well, he ran over a cat. Bit of a lopsided argument there, dude. Oh, right, so you don't like cats now?
I don't, I fucking hate them.
Well, you don't, but you know what I mean.
You can burn in hell.
But I can't fathom how it works. I can't think of anything that I have a burning hatred of without some justification and without the possibility of reconciliation. There are things that I have a burning hatred for that don't have the chance of reconciliation, but are justified, such things like Scientology. But there are things that I have a burning hatred for that may not have a justifiable reason for, like certain adverts, maybe. Like, oh my god, I hate that song. Why? I don't know. But there's maybe a chance of reconciliation if there's a cover version, maybe. So, but I can't find anything in my life that I have a burning hatred for, that I don't have a reason for or justification, and that doesn't have the chance of reconciliation. At least one of the two. But apparently, there are certain wrestlers that have that, you know, in Jersey. So, I don't know. Basically what happened was it led to a bit of a moment for me where I, instead of fighting back, I just sent my friend a tweet saying, don't push me. I'm not looking forward to Friday's recording, but please don't push me. And his response was, so he's not had an opinion on Twitter. And I can understand why he said that, because I didn't explain what I meant by my comment.
Which we'll do before the show, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll be clearing the air before the show. But, I don't know. Can you think of anything that you have a burning hatred for without reason and without any chance for, like, that thing to make amends with you?
I know for a fact there is things, I just can't think of them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So,
or I know for a fact there are things I hate, but can't think of any reason. Oh, I've hated for so long now that if you ask me why, I'd say it too.
I know I've asked this sort of question before, and I think my mum said, oh, well, what about celery? You don't like that? I'm like, yeah, there's a very good fucking reason.
Yeah, it has no taste.
It tastes like wet cardboard, and unfortunately, I know what that tastes like. I was bullied as a kid.
Wet cardboard?
Yeah.
Interesting, that's a new one.
Yeah,
actually, I did.
Yeah, you're not a bully anymore. You've been rehabilitated.
Bastards.
Hey, I didn't do it. Hey, dude, you were just introduced to me. Jasmine was the one that found you.
Yeah, you found me. They got stuck with me when everyone else said, fuck him, I'm not having him.
Well, you're not stuck with me. I like your company.
You touched him last.
You touch it, it's your problem. Another thing you shouldn't say to your lass is
you touch it, you bought it.
But yeah, so basically that's all I'm going to say about that. So that was just me more venting than anything, which is, I feel a little bit better about it. Can't wait to talk about Tomato Jisme. Yay!
I've been looking at Tumblr while you had a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, have you found anything?
Nerdy facts.
Ooh, nerdy facts.
For instance, the first one they posted was, did you know? These are all did you knows.
What did you know?
That Wheeljacker was the first Transformer to speak in the iconic cartoon. Oh. Eric Van Chiswick, did you know? Please tweet me.
We're assuming he's listening.
Okay, there are 256 levels in the original Pac-Man arcade game, but shortly after the 256th level starts, it glitches and the entire right side of the game becomes text.
Wow. I gotta check that shit out on YouTube.
Considered for the role of Indiana Jones was Jeff Bridges, Steve Martin, there's an interesting one.
Steve Martin as Indiana Jones.
Nick Nolte, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's so fucking hell.
Chevy Chase, Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
And Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck?
While Danny DeVito was considered to play the role of Salah.
I just like, sorry, Bill Murray or Steve Martin, that's just like, no, this is Indiana Jones, not Ghostbusters.
Both Mr. Spock and Freddy Krueger bleed green blood.
Interesting.
The band Evergreen Terrace, I voted for Kolos, and Fall Out Boy all derived their names from
Simpsons?
Exactly.
Fall Out Boy is the one I don't get.
It's a reference to the comic book character, the sidekick of Radioactive Man.
Alright. Oh, nuclear
Up and at them!
Yeah, nuclear fallout.
Yeah. Up and at them, Fall Out Boy!
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was originally developed as an action game starring a digitalized version of martial arts film star Jean-Claude Van Damme. Coincidentally, he went on to star in the film version of
Street Fighter.
And its video game adaptation, Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Which was shit. Oh my god, was that bad. Oh god.
Roald Dahl, author of the books The Fantastic Four, Mr. Fox, Fantastic Four, Mr. Fox, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, BFG and the Twits, also wrote the screenplay for the 5th James Bond movie.
Mm.
There's a few.
That's quite interesting. Yeah,
it is suggested that pink. This is a legitimate one, not just a joke, but it's suggested that pink kryptonite. Read the word completely wrong.
Pink kryptonite
turns Superman gay.
Interesting.
The Marvel anti-hero Deadpool is frightened of cows.
Frightened of cows.
And
why is he frightened of cows?
He just says.
He just. So would you say he has a burning hatred?
Probably.
Because.
Do you know what Indiana Jones' whip is made of?
Leather, surely.
Kangaroo hide.
Oh. Well, there you go.
The Incredible Hulk is so strong.
How strong is he?
He once hurled Fin Fang Foom, the dragon from the Mandarin, from the Antarctica to the moon.
Ah, that is fucking strong.
Yep. Forbes magazine did a breakdown of how much it would actually cost to become Batman and estimated that the total expense in US dollars would be around about $3.5 million. That's
quite cheap.
Mm.
So now any fucking 2-bit millionaire could become Batman.
Michael Jackson came very close to buying and owning Marvel Comics in 1989.
Holy shit, that would have been disastrous. But can you imagine, right? Think about it. Imagine you could get a list of all the millionaires in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then narrow down to how many are orphans due to their parents being killed.
Yeah.
And then you could probably narrow it down to see which one was more likely to be Batman.
Dr. Zoidberg received his doctorates in art history. He's not actually a doctor.
Dr. Zoidberg.
Super Mario has appeared in over 200 games thus far. That is at all the time of posting, which is roughly 7 months ago.
Wow.
Jar Jar Binks.
Mr. Jar Jar Binks, Mr. You have a servant.
Can be found frozen in carbonite. Thank the fucking Lord. In a trophy room in the video game Star Wars The Force Unleashed.
Oh.
Which is set after, in between episode 3 and episode 4.
Alright.
Mew, from the Pokemon,
can
learn each and every TM and HM in the Pokemon game series.
Really? Oh, thank you. Go.
So the community character, Tony Barnes, is the first openly Jehovah's Witness main character of television. According to the Pokedex in Pokemon Sapphire, it is rumored that the Pokemon Voltorb was first created when a Pokeball was exposed to a power pulse of energy.
Well, that would make sense, I suppose. Though the world of Pokemon always confused the fuck out of me. Like, oh, this Pokemon. Where do you get your burgers from? Just saying.
In the Pokemon anime,
yes,
Slowpoke requires a Shellder to bite its tail in order to evolve into Slowbro.
Yes, I actually knew that one.
Bart Simpson can speak French, Spanish, and Japanese.
Spanish I knew. Japanese I knew. French I didn't know.
He went to, in the first series, he went abroad to France and was made tortured into making wine and that.
Oh,
and
yes.
after a while, he automatically spoke French. Batman keeps a marble in his utility belt to simulate the sound of someone walking when he drops it down the stairs.
That's Batman.
About half of the passage from the Bible that Jules has memorized in Pulp Fiction was actually made up by Samuel Jackson and Quentin Tarantino. Hogwarts is only open to residents of Ireland and Britain.
Well, yeah, it's a British school. Because you have the French school, and you have the Russian school. So naturally, have you noticed though? Was it an American school?
Yeah, fuck them. That's why.
Yeah. It's we don't allow the Americans in. Why? Well, you know how they all got the fire and all that jazz. Yeah, they have their own version, which is called the World Cup. You know?
An English language, Bulbasaur, for some unknown reason, cannot be traded without a nickname in Pokemon Black and White, due to the censor that prevents Pokemon with the offensive names being traded on the GTS.
Wow. That's kind of weird, that one.
The 1980s G.I. Joe cartoon was adapted from an unpublished Nick Fury Jr. comic book. They just changed the Hydra to Cobra and Nick Fury Jr. to Duke.
Of course. Why have an original thought when you can steal one?
The Kryptonite ring worn regularly by Lex Luthor eventually gave him cancer and his hand had to be amputated.
Ouch.
The positive reaction to Batman-themed parties being thrown by Hugh Hefner at the Chicago Playboy Club in 1965 inspired an ABC executive to create the 1966 Batman television series.
Really? That's what...
Thank you, Hugh.
Is there anything Hugh can't do?
No. Here's the one. There was only about 15 minutes of dinosaur footage in the 127 minutes running title of Jurassic Park.
That's pretty awesome.
The last Harry Potter book is set in 1998, the same year the first book was published in America.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Des Flounders is over 60 years old.
Huh. You know,
his kid's like 10.
I'll tell you one thing about the Harry Potter stuff. You know how in the first of the last two movies, the part one, they wipe their parents, she wipes parents' memories. Is that permanent? Like, did she ever give them back?
No,
permanent.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I haven't seen the second part because I watch it with them whenever I get her over here. So it's like, I was so confused because, wow, that's one hell of a sacrifice, you know?
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah. Due in part to affirmative action.
Right.
Which, for our non-knowing folks, essentially was to give ethnic groups a better place in the work program. Hawkeye was kicked out of the Avengers and replaced with the Falcon. The word zombie is never said in Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, makes sense.
In Raiders of the Lost Ark, C-3PO and R2-D2 are on the wall of the Egyptian hieroglyphics inside the Well of Souls. Batman has lead weights attached to the bottom of his cape to prevent it blowing up in his face. Batman's cape was originally inspired by some of the artworks of Leonardo da Vinci.
Makes sense. Leonardo was a great inventor.
Marvel Comics actually came up with the Transformers names Optimus Prime and Megatron, as a comic book was the first form of Transformer media.
Ah.
Told you, Jesuit! Told you!
Well, he didn't believe you.
No, one of those ones he wasn't sure, he thought the toys were already named.
Ah.
The Lego Harry Potter series In the Lego Harry Potter series, Voldemort is the only character that has a nose.
Wow.
Because they've actually got to make it look as if he hasn't got one.
Yeah.
The clouds in Super Mario Brothers are recoloured bushes.
Ah, well, actually, no, that makes sense. Graphics, yeah.
A Vulcan's heart is where a human's liver would normally be. So now you know you can stab in the right place.
I'm sure stabbing in the liver would cause some fucking damage.
Silver St. Cloud once stated that Bruce Wayne gave her 11 orgasms the first night they had sex. Buzz Bodansky, one of the writers for Marvel Comics' Transformers series, has stated that Shockwave was an attempt to take Spock from Star Wars and make him into a Decepticon, which explains Shockwave's motto, ultimately, I serve only one master. Pure logic. It's a bit like you, dude.
Oh, I don't just serve logic.
Matthew Lewis, who portrayed Neville Longbottom,
Yes.
had to wear a fat suit in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th Harry Potter movies. Because he was still supposed to be this chubby guy.
Yeah.
And for some reason, puberty hit him better than anyone else in that film.
I think he's like one of the most successfully puberty survivors in the history of the fucking planet. Because I was like, what?
Yeah, there's 3 of them that comes up on
I'm pretty certain he's
quite
a
often.
mutant.
Puberty, you're doing it right.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain he's a mutant. He's got some kind of power. And, yeah.
Gambit of the X-Men had such respect for Deadpool's fighting abilities that he once paid him off rather than risk battling him, admitting that fighting Deadpool is a tantamount to suicide.
Wow. That's pretty cool, that one. I like that one.
Superman's birthday is February 28th, 9 days after Bruce Wayne's.
Ah.
So, send your cards where you want.
Yeah.
This is a scary thought.
What?
Jim Carrey was considered for the roles of Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, and Willy Wonka and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, both of which eventually went to Johnny Depp. Thank the fuck for that. Yep, Jim Carrey.
Honestly, I'm just like, oh, God, no. God, no. No. No, no, no. Just no. No. That would have been disastrous. Fucking disastrous, man.
Batman is a self-proclaimed atheist.
Oh, well, there you go.
The Ultimate Magneto has the 10 mutant commandments tattooed on his back.
Fair enough. What is the first commandment of the mutants?
I don't know.
Oh.
O.J. Simpson was considered for the title role of the Terminator.
Yeah.
The school in Silent Hill was based on a school in the Kindergarten Corp. It's not a tumor!
It's not a tumor. It's not.
Not a tumor. Batman, the animated series. Batman. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Batman, the animated series, has spawned 10 spin-offs more than any other show. Deadpool once killed a man just because he believed the Star Wars prequels were better than the original trilogy.
I've heard of that one.
I've seen the panel. Tell me Jar Jar Binks is an abomination. Actually, I like the prequel. I prefer the prequels. Don't tell me Jar Jar Binks is an abomination. Jar Jar Binks is an abomination. Good. Despite popular belief, the Pizza Planet truck does not appear and make an appearance in every Pixar film, as it is not in The Incredibles.
Ah.
In order to access the Batcave in most adaptations of Batman, the hands of the grandfather clock must be turned to 1047.
Yes.
The time Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered.
Yep.
Optimus Prime and Eeyore are both voiced by the same actor, Peter Cullen. He also narrated the Terminator teaser trailer. The Joker's face paint was reportedly designed for The Dark Knight by Heath Ledger himself, who used clown makeup that he purchased at a drugstore. Voldemort cannot love because he was conceived under the effects of a love potion.
Ah.
One can have the very own custom Muppet made by Jim Henson's workshop for about $100.
Ooh.
Now there's an idea for a future show.
Dan, I have an idea.
I've got an idea. The Simpsons has featured over 530 guest voices, ranging from three of the four Beatles to the cast of Glee. Well, you go with the good and the bad.
Indeed.
The same sinister corpse ring that was offered to Scarecrow was later offered to his nemesis, Batman.
Well, it makes sense.
Fear.
The thing is, did the fear ring work on the fear that you suffer, or the fear of others?
It's with an understanding of fear.
Understanding of fear. Alright. Well, Batman would be fucking deadly with it.
Mm-hmm.
So what that would do? Turn it down?
Yeah, I believe so. He had a ring during one of the periods of time. Alfred Pennyworth was almost as accomplished as Bruce Wayne himself. At one point, being an actor, a field medic, and even a pilot. He's also the only member of the Bat family allowed to carry firearms.
Yes. He was, because he was in the, not an army, but some kind of military thing. It was like a bunch of commanders.
Pokemon Red and Blue were created by a team of 9 people. Impressive for 9 people.
Yeah.
There's a copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone hidden in the background of the Doctor Who episode The End of the World.
Yeah, right.
Just because you can.
Of course.
It's
almost like an Easter egg.
Yeah. Stan Lee does not make a cameo appearance in X-Men 2, X-Men United, or X-Men First Class, despite it being written into his contract that he appears in any movie based upon Marvel characters he created.
I remember him appearing in X-Men 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what he was in X-Men 1 and 2.
He wasn't in 2.
He wasn't in 2.
And 1. X-Men 1, was he?
Because in X-Men 3, he was one of the
he was the
people in the
neighbors,
yeah, where Phoenix races the cars.
I can't remember X1 now. I don't believe he's in it.
I don't think
maybe a museum. He is. No, he is in it.
Oh.
I just can't remember what he is. It might be a museum, in the museum. Or the Statue of Liberty. Like at the end of the security guards through, yeah.
Oh, well.
Will Smith was offered but refused to accept the role of Superman in Superman Returns.
Will Smith?
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine why he refused it. Like, no offense, but I think he probably would have avoided the backlash.
More than likely.
The world's not ready for a black Superman, basically. Regardless of what Riverdale Sharpton will tell you.
Chris Evans, the actor who portrays Captain America, once texted "Avengers Assemble" to his Avenger co-stars to meet up Offset. That is fucking awesome.
I like that. But you would, wouldn't you?
I'm going to do it one day. I'm just going to text one of you, like, Avengers Assemble, or to the Justice League.
Yeah.
Justice League to the Watchtower.
Are you going to start naming us after superheroes?
Yep. The motion capture process used on Mark Ruffalo in the Avengers was so intricate that the Hulk even had the actor's fingerprints.
Wow. That's actually incredibly impressive.
Lara Croft's unrealistically large breasts can be created to developer Toby Gard, who accidentally turned on an intended 50% increase to her breast size to a 150% gain.
So that's why.
Mm-hmm. When Family Guy was first pitched to Fox, William H. Macy auditioned for the role of Brian.
And he is...
Oh, Mystery Men, countless other films. Just trying to find random ones. Gunpei Yokoi, creator of the Game Boy, was struck and killed by a car a little over a year after he quit Nintendo amid the failure of the Virtual Boy.
Ugh.
I'm saying we're going to end on that one.
No, please don't. We need a nice one to end that one.
Marvel once owned the rights to the word zombie.
No way.
Look at that, then. Bruce Timm, the largest character design contributor to the DC animated universe, has been known to draw his versions of comic book characters in sexual situations at comic book events.
Okay.
Comic book characters.
A bit of an odd one there, I assure you.
Yes. There is a special mature episode of Dexter's Laboratory called Dexter's Rude Removal that featured gratuitous amounts of swearing. The episode has never been aired on television, only played at certain animation conventions and festivals. He also strikes his mother in it.
Oh, well, you know, nice person.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
One of the weapons in the Punisher's arsenal is a gun that shoots swords.
Yeah, I remember reading. I'm just thinking, what?
Warner Bros. Originally pushed for the Riddler to be the central villain in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises, with hopes that Leonardo DiCaprio would agree to play him.
Well, we've covered my opinion on Leonardo.
Seth MacFarlane, creator of The Family Guy, once worked for Hanna-Barbera Studios, writing for such shows as Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, and Joey Bravo.
See, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Bruce Banner originally transformed into the Hulk at night, then returned back to his original form at sunrise.
Following a very old format, that one.
In 2009, DC attempted to create an animated series called Gotham High, which featured characters like Bruce Wayne, Killer Croc, Bane, and Poison Ivy as teenagers in high school, each portraying a certain stereotype. The series, however, was lost under all the other Batman-related projects, and it never materialized. And here, am I the only one who kind of wants to see that as a guilty pleasure?
Yes.
Kind of want to see that.
Yes, you are, Dan. You are the only one.
I don't know. I kind of want to see that. The Red Skull, the Ultimate Marvel Universe, was the illegitimate son of Captain America and Gail Richards, conceived before Steve Rogers presumed death during World War II. He grows up to assassinate then President John F. Kennedy in 1963. Because he becomes he's stronger, faster, smarter than Steve Rogers. Of course, Steve Rogers isn't brought back alive until like the late 60s.
Yeah.
Marge Simpson was featured in the November 2009 issue of Playboy magazine, becoming the first cartoon character to appear on the cover and get their own spread.
It's a shame that the people at home can't hear me shaking my head and just,
In response to being questioned about the legitimacy of his birth certificate, Barack Obama once joked, "I was actually born on Krypton and sent here by my father Jor-El to save the planet Earth."
God love you. Well, you would.
Wolverine is only 5'2", but his metal skeleton makes him weigh in at 300 pounds, giving him a BMI of 55 or extremely obese.
He's only 5'2".
Mm-hmm.
I'm taller than Wolverine.
Yeah, but think about it, dude.
I know, but still, I'm taller than someone. I wouldn't say that to his face, though. What did you say, Bob?
An episode of Dexter's Laboratory titled Dial M for Monkey Barbecue was banned from the air in the United States, Canada, and the UK. In the episode itself, a parody of the Avengers, Krunk from Justice Friends is seen drinking alcohol and getting intoxicated at the barbecue, while the Silver Spooner, who portrayed many offensive homosexual stereotypes, attempted to warn the heroes of the barbecuer a parody of Galactus.
Okay.
Batman carried a kryptonite ring in a lead-lined pouch on his utility belt. This was given to him by Superman in case he ever turns villainous and you must battle. Must battle. We'll leave it with the last one, the most recent one I've done.
Mm-hmm.
That's if it's any good. Which I probably will be. Oh, hold on, there's one there that I would like to see. Mm-hmm. Christopher Nolan based his Dark Knight trilogy on various Batman comic series. Batman Begins was influenced by The Man Who Falls, Year One, and The Dark Victory. The Dark Knight took inspiration from The Killing Joke and The Long Halloween, while The Dark Knight Rises was based on Nightfall, No Man's Land, and The Dark Knight Returns, just to name a few. It's interesting, that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I do believe that I've read that before.
Yes.
And the last one that is any good, because I'm not mentioning Hugo, fuck it. Because he injected himself with the extremist virus, Tony Stark is now considered a cyborg, and his armor is stored in his bones, which can be assembled and controlled by his thoughts.
Ah. Well, there you go.
But that's just some nerdy facts.
Well, kind of going with the nerdy facts, Steve. I thought, hey, I'm going to be opening a comic book store with a bona fide geek king.
Yeah.
A guy who knows quite a lot, right? And I'm an amateur when it comes to geeks, because quite frankly, I'm closer to a nerd than anything else. But I thought, well, you might have the answer to the questions.
We'll try.
Right? So this isn't a quiz, more like trying to teach a newbie like me some things about
I can try.
the comic world. So these are like just a few things that I'm wondering, which I wonder if you can help me out. So first of all, how many like known kryptonites are there in terms of colours, like green, red, and all that? And what are their kind of effects? Because I know about green.
Green weakens him. Doesn't actually kill him, it just weakens him so he becomes vulnerable. He essentially loses his powers. Because the rock on Krypton was green. It was essentially the green. The planet was green on that, and that's why they didn't have powers on Krypton.
Yeah.
The Earth's orange sun gave the powers. Black kryptonite kills him, I believe.
Right.
Blue kryptonite, I believe, takes him somewhere else. The other kryptonite does something. It does something I don't remember right now. I think it actually can cut him.
Right.
But like I said, there's a fair few. Yeah. Each one with its own new and great
you reckon any more pop up?
Probably.
Next years.
Well, now they've done a new 52, they'll probably bring new kryptonite and new way, or they redo the new kryptonites. Now, they'll make it so like red kryptonite can kill him or something stupid, or black kryptonite will just take his powers away forever. I think yellow kryptonite takes his powers away forever.
What's your opinion on retcons? Like when they change.
Got it done right.
Yeah. What for you has been like? And I'll make it easier. What's one of the worst examples for you personally?
Well, One More Day comes to mind.
Well, yeah.
For Spider-Man. Although the way they did it was, they made it an emotional read. I just didn't like the idea that suddenly 30 years have been disappeared. Another bad one is the 52.
Yeah.
Wow, it's intriguing to read all these new stories they're coming up with, to just wipe out and not give us a definitive answer what's here and what's not. It just pissed me off.
In your personal opinion, who would you say is the most overlooked DC villain?
DC villain?
Like the most overlooked.
Overlooked.
Or shall we make it easier? Underused.
Underused.
I know
essentially the same.
I know they're slightly different.
I mean, Batman's got so many villains, it's easy to point at like numerous ones of his. But like the Joker's hasn't been used this year at all, and they just brought him into the story now. Like, and it's like gonna be a major part, but he's been planning for the last year or so. But he's never underused or overlooked. It's always who you gonna have against Joker.
Yeah.
Two-Face is always there somewhere. Penguin often isn't used like a great deal, and I always liked the Penguin. I don't know why, but recently it's been Freeze. Freeze hasn't been on the scene in a while, at least not what I've read anyway. So that'd be an interesting one. Scarecrow has been given a huge push since Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Green Lantern has, essentially his ones are the corpse. And the Green Lanterns, every villain of the Green Lanterns has been used to a great deal now.
Yeah.
Flash is Gorilla Grodd and Boomerang and the Rogues, Captain Cold and that. So they've been given their shine and that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were to ask me, Wonder Woman's main one would be like Cheetah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I couldn't tell you anyone else.
Right.
Grundy doesn't get a great deal anymore. Bizarro.
Is there a particular story from DC and Marvel that hasn't been written, like a storyline that hasn't been written, or perhaps a story that was written but you would just wish was completely redone, that you'd like to see? So either a story that hasn't been done yet, or one that you've looked at and gone, they could have done this so much better, and see it redone.
You could always say that with the comics of like, I'd love to see that redone, make that a little bit better, be interesting. There's plenty of them there flying around, you've got the end of Civil War, you could have done a little bit better, but the payoff was good in the Captain America comics themselves. Burbank really shines. So then again, it did in the Mighty Avengers as well. The Dark Reign was really fun for me. Siege, I enjoyed Siege. I don't see why people get a bit pissed off about it. I mean, people always bring up like Marvel-wise, they always bring up the Heroes Reborn aspect and like that, and I'm like, I didn't really read it at the time, so I couldn't say. Now I'm looking back on it, and I've got a lot of people's opinions about it as I read it. But like, no ones that I'm sitting there going, that needs to change. That needs to be redone. It's fucking horrible. Because the idea, the thing is, well, that's horrible. It could be fucking worse. You know, DC. DC is an interesting one as well. I mean, there's Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
Any crisis could probably be redone in some way of mine. You know. But of course, I can't remember. I think it's Infinite that give us the 52, which is a really cool way of shining the spotlight on other characters.
Yeah. Who's the most annoying character to you personally, for whatever reason you find him annoying, from DC, and the most annoying from Marvel?
Spider-Man in Marvel. Because he just whinges. I mean, you can't go 2 comics without Spider-Man crying.
Yeah.
And then and then the next panel he's cracking a joke.
Yeah.
It's like, get over yourself, you fucking emo cunt.
Yeah.
And Superman, because I just don't like this whole... Superman's got this whole real, like, superiority complex.
Yeah.
But it's not like he has it.
Yeah.
It's just the way he's written is usually that he knows he's a god among men.
Yeah.
Which is why when in the game we were talking about off air, Injustice, Gods Among Us, the fighting game that NetherRealm, the creators of Mortal Kombat, are coming up with, which looks amazing, I've got to say. I can't wait to smash the fuck out of Superman's head. Just continually beat him up, and I'm going to use Solomon Grundy, I'm going to use The Flash, I'm going to use Batman, I'm going to use every fucker I can, and then just sit there and go, yeah, you're not so good now, are you, fucking bitch?
Okay. In the Justice League Unlimited universe, so there's that basically stuff from Justice League all the way up to the end of Justice League Unlimited. Why do you think that Batman cares so much for the Flash, to the point where he's obviously the one that he cares the most about, even more so than Diana, and the fact that if you even looked up to his death, the Batman, Batman could so protective of Flash.
It's been an interesting one because they don't have. I haven't read a lot of Flash Batman team ups, but from what I read online and what I've heard, it's essentially Bruce sees the most potential in, I believe it's Wally on the show.
Yeah, it's Wally in the show.
The potential in Wally, and that's why he's like he almost sees it the same as Dick.
Yeah,
he's like he's a young. He could have been any. He's sitting there going, if I could train him and make him, he could be great. He could be the best one of all of us. But the problem being is that Wally's not he's not a young man. You can't just take him on his wing. He's a full-grown man. You've got to let him do what he does. Yeah. I think that's what it is for me. Is that I think Bruce sees the most potential in Wally.
Yeah, I suppose. I've got like loads of questions, but I'm just trying to get there because it helped if I could ask you some probably next week as well. But obviously there's a new show out called Young Justice. I say new. It's been going on for a couple of seasons. So obviously that's looking pretty good right now. Waiting for season 3 to come out. They did a trailer at the DC Con. Yep. Your opinion on things like Young Justice?
I think Marvel should take a leaf out of DC's animated universe, and DC should take a leaf out of Marvel's live action universe, because what DC is doing consistently on its animated stuff is spot on, but what Marvel's done live action is like amazing. They brought Iron Man to the forefront, and people didn't know who the fuck Iron Man was before he came out. Thor, Captain America. Well, people heard of the names, but didn't know who the hell they were.
Also they had X-Men.
The X-Men was a risk as well in 2000. Yeah. But like, if you were to ask a non-comic book fan, could you and show them a picture of the Justice League?
Yeah.
Could you name me the characters here? They would give you Superman, they'd give you Batman. Some of them, if they were old enough to remember the TV series, may give you Wonder Woman. But most of them, I mean, without the exception of Green Lantern, if you've just seen the film, they wouldn't know who the Flash was unless they would watch the 90s series, so they would get its age.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know who Aquaman was unless they were a cartoon fan.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know who the Martian Manhunter was, or unless they were young enough to remember, for the Teen Titans and that, they wouldn't know who the fuck Cyborg was.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one, but you give them a live action picture of the Avengers now, they'll name every single person on that list, because it was huge. Yeah. People were going to see it 3 or 4 times. It was essentially Marvel turning around and went, yeah, we've just made our own version of Star Wars here. Thank you very much.
Who would you consider to be the most deadliest, not necessarily powerful, but the deadliest villain from DC and the most deadliest villain from Marvel, and who would win in a battle between the two?
It's a tough one because it's essentially, deadliest does kind of mean powerful, who has the ability to kill all of the universe. But at the same point, Deathstroke could, if given the resources, do it, because he'd sit there and go, right, well, I need something from Kryptonite for Superman, and he'd work out the weaknesses. I mean, effectively, the deadliest character in all of DC is Batman, because he knows how to get everyone. He knows the heroes and he knows the villains.
That's a villain.
But I'm saying, the character himself is Bats, but villain-wise, Deathstroke would do the same thing as Batman, work out the contingency plan for everything. For Marvel, let's see, you got Lex Luthor in DC as well, though.
Yeah.
I think in Marvel, it's the most deadliest character is Norman Osborn. Essentially because he's crazy.
Yeah.
And he did at one point take over the world. He was in charge of the world after during the Dark Reign. He took, he was Tony Stark for a long time, and he had his own vengeance. And that the only problem was he went crazy.
Yeah.
If he hadn't gone crazy, and he would still be in charge of the Marvel world. And he was essentially trying to kill characters as he went round. If he had the whole of that database, that'd be it, done.
Okay.
And winning out the two of them, I think Norman has more resources and is not as scared to go to that extra point if he had to. Whereas I think Deathstroke would probably sit in there going, well, why can't I get to it?
So the last question will be, right? You can have one, doesn't have to be a weapon, you can have any item, provided you can either carry it or wear it, from DC, and one from Marvel. Also, obviously, unfortunately, that doesn't include the hammer, because you can't carry it.
If I deem worthy, I can.
Well, if you deem worthy, you can. But we're going to assume you're not. Right?
Probably not.
So one item that you can either carry or wear from DC and Marvel. So you got two items. What would they be?
It's an interesting one. I mean, a fully stocked utility belt would be one from Marvel. That would be a pretty cool one. For DC, sorry, even. For Bats, from Bats, fully stocked utility belt. From Marvel, it's not allowed because I'm deemed not worthy. I'd probably fanboy it out and say, can I have Iron Man's suit and Batman's utility belt?
That'd be interesting. You can.
Fit it to my size, I'll wear it.
See, for me, I'd be tempted by one of the rings, but I can't have the lantern to recharge it. So,
I think it comes as a pair, that.
If it comes as a pair,
if it comes as a pack, you have a corpse ring.
I'd take a corpse ring, yeah.
I wonder which one you'd get. Which one would come for you?
All the colours, actually. So just bringing up the emotional spectrum here. So these are the different colours for the different colours. You got the Red Lantern Corp, which is rage. Agent. So you got the Orange Corp, which is
just Agent Orange. There's only one of them.
Oh yeah,
because he's greedy.
Although he did give a ring to Lex Luthor at one point, which is avarice or greed. Sinestro Corp, which is yellow, which is fear. Green Lantern Corp, which is will. The Blue Lantern Corp, which is hope. Indigo Tribe. Compassion. It's staff, I believe.
Well, yeah, you get that. There's also rings, I believe, as well.
Yeah, that's compassion. And the Star Sapphires. They're sitting around love.
Love, baby, love.
So, rage, greed, fear, will, hope, compassion, or love. It's hard to say because I imagine it's the one which speaks out most to you.
Well, it's not the rings that it's the rings themselves that find you.
Yeah, but the thing is,
generally only one ring will find you, unless it's will where you're. Generally, one ring will find you, which is the natural one for you, but its opposite number will come after you as well to try and convert you.
Well, also, it's hard to say. I mean, it's not. It's somewhere. The ones I could possibly say, fear is one because I am paranoid about a lot of stuff. But then again, it's more controlling me than me controlling it. It would be... See, it's either going to be will, hope. It's going to be one of the last few. Compassion, probably because I am a fairly forgiving person, but I don't want to be a fairly forgiving person.
I think that wouldn't count then.
So...
I think it's between... Honestly, I think you're either getting a Blue Lantern Corp or a Green Lantern Corp.
Yeah.
It's either going to be will or it's going to be hope.
I think it's going to be will, because my hope stands for my will.
For me, I'd probably end up getting the Red Lantern Corp.
Oh, that's all this fucking world needs. You with a red ring.
Well, it ain't going to be fucking love, is it? I'm not going to be part of the Star Sapphires.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'd probably go for green. I'm trying to think of Marvel, like, something I'd take from the Marvel world. What would I take from the Marvel world? Probably, providing that he wouldn't come after me, I'd probably take one of Deadpool's swords.
One of his katanas.
Yeah.
He'd come after you.
That's assuming he can get through.
Chimichanga!
If it wasn't that, then it would probably be some kind of invention from Iron Man. I'd say, dude, I'm looking to take something back to Memento, so that'll be awesome.
Some sort of weapon that he's made.
Well, it doesn't have necessarily be a weapon, just
yeah,
like...
It's Iron Man, I thought he makes.
No, he makes watches and stuff.
Yeah, but turn him into the fucking... His suitcase turns him into Iron Man.
Yeah. But, yeah, well, so, thanks for enlightening me on some of those things. So I think, as we're coming to wrapping up the show, let's do some plugging, shall we? Wrong show, dude.
I guess we could do some shameless plugs.
We'll do some shameless plugging. You can
Shameless plugs!
Okay, I did not see that coming. That actually scared me.
Ow. So fucking... That's a shameless plug. Don't plug me in, you fucking cunt.
You're right.
Alright.
Oh, yeah. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/shout the show.
I just shouldn't lick that fucking electrical device.
No, you shouldn't. Follow us on Tumblr. God, we love the Tumblr, don't we?
I fucking do.
Shouttheshow.tumblr.com. You can follow Geek on Twitter at Geek King. That is G33K_KNG. That is G3K Follow me on at SteveJones313. That is SteveJones3, and follow Adam, who's not with us at the moment, at the Lone Walker 1. That is the Lone Walker number 1. Our next episode, episode number 23, will be on September. Good deleting, Stephen. Will be on September 1st, not August, September 1st. As
You're worse than the fucking Yanks.
It's because when I was editing the script, I forgot to delete the first word. But yeah, our next episode will be on September 1st. And so yeah, if you got any questions, any news stories, or hell, any nerdy trivia you'd like to send our way, or bad sex tips, send them our way. We'll read them out on the show if they're really good. We'll send them off to somewhere else if they're bad. And yeah, so now we're off to eat burgers, drink Pepsi, and prepare for tomorrow's show, which is #Total Marker, which you can check out at youtube.com/user/RodrigAngel, or over.tv/Total Marker if you're into wrestling and you want to send us any questions. Those are the places to do it. Right, well, that is all from us. We're off, like I said, to eat burgers and to, steal all of Adam's shit. So, from the Geek King...
Yo, peace!
And for me, it's goodbye, and remember to tune in next time to #Shout.
Oh yeah.